Hi guys, just a quick update. Obviously there's no more fish, otherwise you would have seen them. Weather's turned really cold, hence why I've got me hood up and me body warmer on. Since we've been here, which I suppose is about a 48-hour mark now, been fishing, the wind has done a complete 180 and it was blowing that way, and it's an absolute bitter wind, absolutely freezing. But, yeah, it's been a bit quiet. There's been the odd fish show sort of out in front, over to me left in Big Junction. Clarky was having a wander earlier on with Sean, and they've seen fish moving up the channel between, there's a small channel about 10 foot wide between Peg 1 over to Tyler's Bay, and they've seen some big fish moving through that earlier on. Clark said he thinks it's one of the sort of the big fish called shoulders. So Sean is currently stalking with one rod to the left of swim 1 in that channel, seeing if he can get anything. Yeah, absolutely freezing. I don't know why his temperature's just plummeted all of a sudden. Well, I've been trickling more bait in through the day as well, just to keep my sort of areas topped up with fresh bait. I mean, Clark had his little bait talk earlier on, and he's designed that bait to, once it's been in the water for a while, to gradually break down. So I'm sort of chucking in a handful of boilies every sort of couple of hours or so, just so that there's bait in my area at different stages of breakdown. So there's always some at sort of, you know, breaking down, half breaking down, sort of about to, and fresh bait. So, and I've been topping it up as well with a few pouches of feed pellet and a bit of corn as well, just for the visual aspect. But it's been a bit quiet. I've not heard of many fish that's come out around the lake so far today. That I did have an afternoon kip load, to be fair, so I think getting up at 4 AM for Clark's fish this morning, it wore me out, because I got to about mid-afternoon, I just nodded off. Right, I'm going to re-chuck my rods with some fresh bait for the night. It's probably got about half an hour of decent sunlight left before it gets dark properly. Next 2 bags already made up, ready to go. So what I did do on my bags earlier on, earlier on Clark was on about the SSK sludge, and what I'd done on my last couple of casts, just to add a bit of extra attraction to me PVA bags. Now, I've told you before, I fished the extra long stems on my PVA bags just to sort of do the lick and stick to. I've showed it hundreds of times, but I'm taking some of the sludge, as he calls it. It's basically like paste, but and then what I'm doing, just to add a bit of extra attraction to the bag, to the baited area, I'm just taking a bit of that sludge, as he calls it, or paste, and just sort of moulding it around the top of the bag and stem, just to, there we go, if you can make that out. So, there you go, nothing too complicated. Just to add a bit of extra attraction into the area, that's all. Yeah, I'm going to wind my rods in a minute, chuck them bags out just for some, so that the night fish is in on fresh bait. And fingers crossed, number 2 can come tonight. Right, let's get this changeover done then. Then I think I'm having some food, try and warm up. Morning guys. just gone 7 o'clock. Quiet night, but yeah, this is about the time I had that fish yesterday morning. Apart from a goose bumping into my lines in the night, slept right through. I'm guessing Sean and Jenny and Clark all had quiet nights too, because I haven't had any phone calls in the night to go and do any filming for them, so yeah, quiet night. Lake looked nice and calm this morning so far, so even though it has just gone 7 o'clock, it's already warmer than it was last night. When that breeze picked up last night, it was absolutely freezing, and it's already feeling a lot warmer than that so far, so maybe that bit of sort of really sort of Baltic breeze that picked up last night might have killed it, so who knows. Have some breakfast in a minute and then think tactics. Do I carry on feeding and fishing the spots I have been? Do I move to new spots? I can't move to anywhere else on the lake because the lake is packed now, so a move is out of the question. Yeah, get some porridge in my belly and have a think about what to do. Right then guys, I've decided what I'm going to do for during the course of this part of daylight. I'm going to come off my baited spots that I have been fishing, yeah, sort of over there and straight down that channel down there. Between that little island behind me, I think you can just maybe make out where there's a swan on the island. Between that little island and sort of more or less to the point where I've been fishing with my left hand rod, straight across there, there's quite a severe bar. When you're leading around, you can feel it. I mean, when you're dragging your lead back, it's almost like you're hitting solid weed. It locks up so severe. It's literally sort of like that. So maybe I'm thinking if the fish maybe sort of come from sort of far away towards me, maybe they're getting, maybe sort of they hit that bar and maybe circle around in that sort of deeper water and not come over it. So I've just been leading around to find that bar. It's only 3.5, 4 rod lengths out, so sort of underarm swing to get there. So I'm not going to put any bait on that spot. What I have to quickly show you, I've tied up some PVA bags. I'm not going to put any more bait out than just a PVA bag, but what I've done in each PVA bag is I've just put in a couple of grains of sweet corn, if you can see that. There you go. Just for a bit of a visual impact. I've done that on both PVA bags. It's only about half a dozen grains of sweet corn in each bag, but just enough so that when the bag unfolds, there's a few golden nuggets to sort of bring some visual indication to the bait. So I'm going to put my left rod to that bar, and then yesterday where Clarky said he saw fish patrolling the margins for swap places, just to my left there, or to my right as I look out on the water, but to my left as I'm pointing now, there's a few little branches overhanging from my immediate right on my swim. I'm gonna stick a bag down there for a day, see if the fish are patrolling the margins, and maybe pick one up from the margins. To be fair, if the fish had been patrolling the margins, I might have seen them going up and down sort of under my rod tips, which I haven't, but who knows, maybe they're getting that far, and because it's an open swim, maybe they're sort of backing out into the open water. But with only one fish on the bank so far, we're sort of 2.5 days into the session, sort of different tactics have got to be worth a try, in my opinion. So, I say I'm not going to bait them spots. Literally, it's just going to be the bag, the bait, and then bits of corn. But I'm going to have a bit of a walk around first, see how Clark and all the others are, say hello, and then when I get back, put these bags out. Right, and guys, as you can see, rods are back out now. I've just had a bit of a walk around the lake, had a chat to some people, and from the sounds of it, last night it was absolutely dead. One lad right up the other end of the lake on this side had one early hours this morning, but that's it. No one else has had anything. So my personal opinion, call it excuses if you will, was that that really cold wind we had last night, I think, killed it for the night. It was absolutely bitter. As you can see, rods are back out. I've literally dropped one rod just down in the margins. You see branches just sticking out. I've just done a little underarm swing, and I'm literally under them branches there. And then the left rod, as I was saying earlier on, I had a feel around for that bar out that goes between here to here. So the left rod now is sort of fishing about here, sort of just past that bar. As I said earlier, I'm not putting any baits on them spots. It's just the bag. So let's see if a non-baited area, sort of basically fishing singles, will do the trick for sort of this part of the day. I'll probably put the bait rods back out on my baited spots tonight if nothing happens. But it's just a waiting game again now. See what happens. Alright guys, bit of an update time. It's early afternoon now. Unfortunately, Jenny and Sean had to go. They had a phone call from their next door neighbour where they had to attend to some matters at home, so yeah, they had to leave quite urgently. Just looking at Clark here, he's had a move from further up the bank where he was fishing, from where he had shoulders 2 nights ago, and he's moved into swim 1 where Jenny was fishing, mainly because just up that channel there, that's, well, not that channel, through them branches, that's the cut through down to Tyler's Bay. So this channel here, it's sort of a highway for fish to move in and out of Tyler's Bay, and when you stand on that bridge, which you can't see because of the branches, we have seen fish moving up and down there earlier on. So I think Clark's made the move to swim 1 to try and ambush them moving in and out. The wind is also still pushing down this way, so hello, his name is Clark Adams. He's looking like Grizzly Adams at the moment. Great. No, all set up in your new home?
Yeah, well, getting set up, just get some bait out, nice bit right under this tree, right under that bush. There's the fish coming up and down here, they must be following the margin. At least I'm hoping. I don't know where Sean and Jenny was, well, where Jenny was fishing. Carp porridge, mate. Have a look at the cloud it put in the water there, eh?
Can see it without even zooming in. I think it's safe to say where Clark's going to be putting his rigs. Your rods on them spots already, or is that where you're going to be fishing?
That's where the rods are at the moment. But I do need to go to the garage, so I'm going to have to come in for a bit anyway. Get a few handfuls, another handful or two on this area, just up and down the margin. Dog. Can't put all your eggs in one basket and hope they're dead tight to the margin.
Right, so back in my swim now. As I was just saying to Clark while he was baiting up his little stalking spots, where I started my fishing on day one. If you remember, I started under the branches of that tree there, and because I got wiped out to the swans, I moved sort of into the middle. Well, the guy to my left has had 3 fish out now while he's been here. He's been here just a very short time than what I have, and he's caught his 3 fish on his right hand rod, which has been sort of about here, sort of the other side of the island obviously, because all this water here is the next swim, and he's been fishing his right hand rod sort of about there. So when I recast my rods later on, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and fish to sort of the limits of my swim back to where I started on day one, right in the middle of that channel. I mean, if he's only catching there, they're not going to be a million miles away if I fish here. And to be fair, it's not a million miles away from where my baited spot is here. So in a bit I'll chuck a bit of bait out ready for the evening, just to bait up this little middle area here. And hopefully I can pick up, as you can probably see, the wind is pushing down this way, so that channel has to be a highway for the fish. Oh, little birdie in the tree. Hello, birdie. Alright, anyway, enough of wildlife, back to the fishing. But yeah, so when I recast my left hand rod, it's going to go into the middle of that channel. I mean, not all the fish can come through. There is a, no, you can't see it because that tree's in the way, there is another slight channel there. It's only about 6-7 foot wide, but that is the main channel from the next swim into my swim. And I think I've already half decided that when I recast my right hand rod this evening, I'm going to aim for that willow tree and sort of white post. Again, it's not a million miles from where I have been fishing. I've been fishing in line with that white post, but just sort of in the middle of that channel. So I'm thinking if the fish are backing off this wind, maybe they're sort of casting into that little calm area under that willow tree in front of that white post. That white post is again the limit of my swim. I see there's a little calm area, sort of goes about 3 foot out from the bank. So I think when I bait out later on, I'm going to chuck some bait into that spot there and aim for that willow tree. Yeah. And again, I just could be waffling and I could fall flat on my face, who knows. But yeah, I think they're going to be my tactics. I mean, if fish are circling, that bit of land there is a big island, and if the fish are doing circles on the island, I'll have a bait tight to that island, again under that willow tree. And also again, what I've mentioned, this bar earlier on that goes from sort of that point to that point, and again aiming for that willow tree and that white post is again going to be just the other side of that bar as well, in the slightly deeper water. So right, that's enough about more tactics waffling on. Let's get some bait out, get some pellet and corn into them areas, start some smell and attraction going. Right, knocked up a bit of a pellet and corn mix, so I'm going to go and bait up that spot to my left I was on about. I'm not going to do it from a swim, there's a little cut through the bushes, just because the wind's blowing this way. I expect most of this will far back in my face if I try and catapult it from here, so just going to cut through them bushes and bait up from there, so sort of I'm baiting across the wind. Should be a bit easier. It's going to be quite a few hours before I actually put a rod on that spot yet, but with the visual effect of the corn and the pellet, which will have broken down and be giving off the pellety smells and flavours in the water by then, hopefully that should attract some fish onto that spot. For me, right, going to go and do the other spot now. About, I think about another 3 or 4 hours before I actually do that recast yet. Give the pellet plenty of time to break down and start giving off its pellety attraction. Corn obviously giving off the high vis aspect of them areas. Fingers crossed for some more action. guys. No more fish. Don't know what's going wrong. Woke up this morning to hear the guy on my left have a screaming run. Come up my bivvy to have a look. I could see his line tight to the water just the other side of this cut through, so I could see it was on his right hand rod again. Very close to where my left hand rod is fishing. Just feels like I can't buy a bite at the moment. Don't know what's going wrong. I can hear fish boshing out in front of me. Well, through the night I did. Definitely feels like I should have had more than just the one fish this session. Right, let's get some breakfast. Get some belly inside me. Get some food inside my belly. Then have a final rechuck of these for the day before I start me pack up this afternoon. And guys, I've just done what's possibly my last cast of this session. Don't really know what to say about this session. Not blanking, but 100% definitely feels like I should have had more of the way I've been fishing. On the plus side, it's nice and sunny this morning. Typical. Been here for 4 days and the day I'm going, it's the nicest weather of the lot. It's only just gone 9 o'clock and I've already been able to strip down to my t-shirt because it's so warm. But that's the way it goes. But yeah, it definitely feels like I should have had more fish. So yeah, just wound in my rods, put some fresh PVA bags on with fresh bait, chuck them out unless anything happens. That is going to be my last cast of this session. I've still got about 5 hours fishing yet, 6 hours fishing. But if nothing else happens, I think I'll just sit here and enjoy this Easter Sunday sunshine. Start getting a tan. Alright guys, just having a bit of a relax now, doing a sort of a very slow pack up while I relax and enjoy the Easter Sunday sun. You can see bed chair is out the bivvy behind me, giving it an airing before I fold it all up and put it away. Watching the British Touring Car Championship on the Sky Go on my phone. I like me motor racing as well, so I'm going to be watching the old British Touring Car Championship through the course of the day while I sit here and relax. But if nothing else happens fishing wise during the last few hours of fishing, this is going to be my last bit to camera. It's been a funny old session, 4 days, you know, it's not been a blank, but I would have liked just one more fish. You know, it just feels like one of them sessions where I've done everything right, but nothing's gone right. So, but I've got one more fish for all the people that like to take the mickey on Facebook. I've got a bream.
What are the difference in terms of the characteristics of the
Well,
front-wheel drive car for that start?
Yeah, I can sit back here, chill, slow pack down, watch the touring cars, and hopefully get a fish. But if it doesn't happen, that's going to be it from me. So if you've managed to sit out the entirety of this blog, thanks for watching. I don't know when I'll be blogging again. But till then, I'm going to watch the touring cars and say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. We have really the only true indication of who's quick in a ballast-free